What if your computer didn't wait for instructions? It just handled the entire job on its own. Not answering a question, not generating a draft, but actually logging in, making decisions, writing code, and finishing the task while you slept. That's not science fiction anymore. AI agents are here, and they're about to change how almost everything gets done. Before we go further, let's clear something up. An AI agent is not the same as a chatbot. When you type a question into ChatGPT and it responds, that's a single exchange. An agent is different. It sets a goal, breaks it into steps, takes actions in the real world, checks the results, and keeps going until the job is done. It operates in a loop, not a straight line. Think of it this way. A chatbot is like asking someone a question and getting an answer. An AI agent is like hiring a contractor. You tell it the outcome you want, and it figures out the process, uses the tools it needs, and delivers the result. That fundamental shift from reactive to proactive is what makes agents so significant. The architecture behind most agents today relies on large language models as the reasoning engine. The model reads the goal, decides what action to take, calls an external tool, like a browser, a calculator, or an API, observes the output, and then decides the next move. This observe, think, act cycle is what researchers call the agent loop, and it's the foundation of every serious agent system being built right now. Tools are what give agents power beyond just words. An agent connected to a web browser can research competitors, read articles, and compile reports. An agent connected to your codebase can find bugs, write fixes, and run tests. An agent with access to your calendar and email can schedule meetings, send follow-ups, and manage your inbox. The tool library an agent has access to defines the ceiling of what it can accomplish. Memory is another critical piece. Early agents had no memory. Each session started from scratch. Modern agent frameworks are solving this with short-term working memory, long-term storage in vector databases, and episodic memory that lets an agent recall past actions and learn from them over time. An agent that remembers context becomes exponentially more useful than one that starts fresh every time. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Multi-agent systems. Instead of one agent trying to do everything, you deploy a team of specialized agents that coordinate. One agent does research, another writes content, another checks facts, and an orchestrator agent manages the whole workflow. Companies like OpenAI, Google DeepMind, and a wave of startups are all betting heavily on this collaborative model. Real deployments are already happening. Salesforce has embedded agents into its CRM that autonomously handle customer service cases from start to finish. Microsoft's Copilot agents operate inside Office tools, managing tasks across Word, Excel, and Teams without constant prompting. Startups like Cognition have built agents, like Devon, that can independently complete full software engineering tasks given only a high-level brief. The legal and financial sectors are moving fast, too. Law firms are piloting agents that review contracts, flag risk clauses, and draft summaries in minutes rather than hours. Hedge funds are testing agents that monitor market signals, synthesize news, and execute pre-approved trading strategies. In both cases, the humans stay in the loop for final decisions. But the heavy lifting is increasingly automated. What does this mean for jobs? The honest answer is, it's complicated. Some tasks will be fully automated, particularly repetitive, rule-based knowledge work. But new roles are emerging around agent management, prompt engineering, and workflow design. The historical pattern with automation is job transformation, not just job elimination, though the pace this time is faster than anything we've seen before. One of the biggest challenges holding agents back is reliability. Current systems still hallucinate, misinterpret instructions, and make compounding errors when left unsupervised for long tasks. A single wrong assumption early in a chain of 50 actions can lead the whole workflow off a cliff. Solving this, through better planning, error detection, and recovery mechanisms, is one of the top research priorities in the field right now. Safety and alignment become much harder when an agent is taking real-world actions. A chatbot that gives a wrong answer is embarrassing. An agent with access to your email, your files, and your financial accounts that acts on a misunderstood instruction is dangerous. Researchers call this the alignment problem at the agent level, ensuring the agent's behavior stays within the boundaries its users actually intend. To manage these risks, most serious deployments use a principle called minimal footprint. Agents request only the permissions they need, avoid storing sensitive data beyond the immediate task, and escalate to humans when they hit uncertainty. Human-in-the-loop checkpoints are standard in high-stakes environments. The goal is keeping agents powerful enough to be useful but constrained enough to be safe. The infrastructure layer is also evolving rapidly. Anthropic released a standard called Model Context Protocol, MCP, that lets agents connect to external tools and data sources through a common interface. OpenAI launched its own Agents SDK. These open standards matter because they allow different agents, built by different teams, to plug into the same ecosystem. Fragmentation is the enemy of adoption. Compute costs are another factor shaping the pace of adoption. Running a complex multi-agent workflow isn't cheap. It involves many model calls, tool invocations, and memory lookups. But costs are dropping fast. The same trajectory we saw with cloud computing from expensive and specialized to cheap and commoditized, is already playing out with AI inference. Within a few years, running your own agent fleet could be as normal as running a website. Personal AI agents are one of the most compelling near-term use cases. Imagine an agent that knows your schedule, your priorities, your communication style, and your ongoing projects. It triages your inbox, prepares briefing notes before your meetings, flags deadlines you're about to miss, and handles routine correspondence on your behalf. Not a virtual assistant you have to manage, an agent that manages itself. Enterprises are taking a more structured approach. Large organizations are building internal agent ecosystems, networks of specialized agents that handle procurement, HR queries, compliance checks, and IT support. These aren't replacing entire departments overnight, but they are absorbing the lower complexity work that used to consume significant human hours. The productivity gains in early pilots are significant enough that rollouts are accelerating. The open-source community is a massive force in this space. Frameworks like AutoGen, LangGraph, and CrewAI allow developers to build multi-agent systems without starting from scratch. This democratization means that a small startup or a solo developer today can deploy agent workflows that would have required an entire engineering team just 2 years ago. The barrier to entry is collapsing. Looking further ahead, some researchers believe we're on a path toward agents that don't just complete tasks, but learn new skills autonomously, set their own sub-goals, and improve their own performance over time without human retraining. Whether that crosses into what's called artificial general intelligence or stays as a powerful but narrow tool is one of the defining debates in AI today. What's clear is that AI agents represent a genuine step change, not just a smarter autocomplete, but systems that act, adapt, and operate with increasing independence. The organizations and individuals who understand how to design, deploy, and oversee these systems will hold a structural advantage in whatever industry they're in. The question isn't whether this transformation is coming, it's how fast it arrives. The window to get ahead of this is still open, but it won't stay open forever. Start learning how agents work, experiment with the open-source frameworks, and pay close attention to where enterprise deployments are gaining traction. The people who treat this as something to monitor and understand now will be the ones in a position to lead when the shift accelerates. If this breakdown gave you a clearer picture of where AI agents are headed, hit the like button. It genuinely helps more people find this content. Subscribe if you want research-backed AI analysis every week, with no hype and no fluff. Drop a comment below. What task would you most want an AI agent to handle for you? We read everything.